Oh my gosh, whose baby is that?
Excuse me? It's ours.
Wait, but how?
Okay, I'm sorry, but gay people can't have a baby?
Yeah, but like, where did it come from?
Excuse me?
Excuse me?
Wow, you are not allowed to talk like that.
That is so invasive.
Hi, everybody. Today we are going to be watching an SNL video about surrogacy and about a set of new parents who happen to be a same-sex gay couple and how they introduce their baby to their friends and the questions that come out of that. Now, obviously, this is SNL, so it's a little bit exaggerated for humor, but, you know, we'll see. We'll see what it is. We'll see if the questions that their friends are asking, if they're accurate. We'll see what their responses are. We'll see what the new parents' responses are. And yeah, I'm excited to watch. Before we dive in, please like, subscribe, and click that little notification bell to be alerted to all of our current and future videos. Okay, let's go. Can't wait to watch SNL.
Wow, this is really nice.
Yeah, do you hear that? Quiet.
Oh my god, is it bad to say that I'm kind of happy that the school sent the kids on a camping trip this week?
I know.
Absolutely not. I love my kids more than anything, but sometimes you do need that break as a parent.
I know. I mean, I love them, but I can't remember the last time we saw friends 2 days in a row. Are Randy and Trevor still coming? They said they went out last night. Hi, sorry,
Oh my God, we're here, and we're late, and I'm so sorry, we made it. Oh.
Hey guys.
Hi, sorry.
I'm sorry, we're on her schedule.
Oh my gosh, whose baby is that?
Okay. I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they hadn't told anybody that they were expecting.
Excuse me? It's ours.
Wait, but how?
Okay, I'm sorry, but gay people can't have a baby?
Yeah, but like, where did it come from?
Excuse me?
Excuse me?
The stork, obviously. Like, oh, guys.
Wow, you are not allowed to talk like that.
That is so invasive.
Okay, but like we were with you last night and you did not have a baby.
Yeah, and you guys said that after dinner you were going to go to a rave called Bulge Dungeon, and now today you have a baby.
What we're asking is, how did this happen?
Okay, I'm sorry. Why is it when it's us an interrogation? I don't ask you why you're poor.
I loaned you $10,000.
I think we're just wondering who the mother is.
Okay, well, between the two of us, I'm more emotional, and I like shopping, so me, I think.
Yeah, but I mean, I have long hair, and he is an alcoholic, so I guess it's like two moms, I guess? Yeah.
Guys, how did you get this baby?
Okay, we didn't pull it out of your vagina, if that's what you're asking.
Yeah, people think they can ask gay people anything. It's not okay.
Yeah, we don't ask you guys whose butt you use for anal.
How do I put this? Obviously, this is like a total setup, right? It's SNL. It's supposed to be exaggerated and it's supposed to be funny, which it is. Like, I love SNL, and I'm a mom through surrogacy, so for me, it's probably a little bit different because I'm not a gay parent. I don't know how to answer those questions. I think that from a very humorous side, both sides are correct. It can be a little bit invasive to be asked questions on how this was made, how a baby was made, go through all that medical information, to ask who the mother is to parents, especially to male parents. I think, a family is a family no matter the composition. But I also think that as a friendship group, if they're meeting for dinner the night before and then going out to a rave, I mean, first of all, as a parent who's expecting a baby, get as much sleep as you can. Yes, live your life, go to those final raves or parties, but also night before your baby's born, definitely want to get a good night's sleep, because when you have your baby, even if it's carried by a surrogate, as soon as it's born, you're going to be the one who's up every 15 minutes making sure it's okay, changing diapers, everything like that. So I think there's, one of the reasons why I love SNL is because there's always truth, exaggerated truth on both sides. But yeah, it could be a little bit disconcerting if you see a friend for a boozy brunch the day before and then the next day they show up with the baby. I think there would be questions in that.
Okay. I mean, I guess what's confusing us is you never mentioned that you were having a baby, so this feels pretty sudden.
Yeah, because it wasn't planned. Sometimes it's an accident.
How does a gay
I would love for that to be true. Surrogacy is perhaps the most planned and methodical way that you could ever have a child. It definitely doesn't just happen by accident.
couple have a baby by accident?
I mean, I guess they could, but it wouldn't involve a surrogate. At least I hope it doesn't involve a surrogate.
What do you want us to say, that we stole her?
Did you?
Well, we like to think of it as she stole us.
So does that mean yes?
Yes. Or I guess I should say no. Intended parents do not steal the babies away. That there are some misconceptions out there. Nobody is stealing a baby born through surrogacy from their mother. This is a really well-planned journey. There's lots of, if you're doing it right with the right agency, with the right support structure in place, with the right legal system in place, there's going to be contracts, there's going to be judges involved. And, every surrogate that I've ever spoken to, not just my own, but lots of my colleagues and friends now having been fortunate enough to work in this industry for a long time, surrogates don't want the baby. That's not their baby. They're babysitting it. My surrogate actually wore a t-shirt to the hospital to deliver my son that said, "Not the mama." She was so happy to be a surrogate for us, but for us to have the baby. So misconception, intended parents are not stealing babies in real life. Maybe in the skit they are, but we'll see.
So does that mean yes?
Why are you confused? English is my 8th language, and even I know what that expression means.
What other languages do you speak?
You can't ask me that! Wow. The transphobia is real.
What? I'm so sorry. Is one of you a trans man?
No. You cannot just ask that girl. But no. God, they should come up with a word for when people have a phobia towards homos.
Do you mean homophobia?
I literally speak 8 languages, and I've never heard that word.
Okay, you need to tell us which 8.
English, French, AP French, Navi, Simlish, Blackish, Grownish, and singing.
Oh my gosh. I love Bowen.
Where is your baby from?
Us!
But how did you get it?
It? You mean she, they, until he tells us otherwise.
What on earth are you talking about?
God, the way people talk to gay people is crazy. By the way, no one has acknowledged that it's National AAPI Month.
I thought May is AAPI month.
No, this is not the AAPI that you're thinking of. It stands for Everybody, Please, I Need Ya.
Okay, you know what? Fine. If you're gonna be like this, I don't want it anymore.
Wait, babe, she's waking up. Oh.
Everybody, please, I need ya. I'm a baby, bitch.
What? How old is this baby?
You cannot ask women that!
Yeah, it's a really funny skit. Like I said, love SNL, love Bowen Yang. Great cameo from John Hamm. And I think it really, obviously it's over the top humor, but I think it really speaks to the fact that a lot of same-sex male parents do get asked a lot of really intrusive questions, probably well-meaning, hopefully well-meaning, especially from friends and family. Even for heterosexual parents or single intended parents going through this, I got asked a ton of questions. I still get asked a ton of questions, when people find out that my son was born through surrogate. I'm okay with answering that because I think it allows people to have a better understanding of the process. And there's a huge amount of misinformation out there, a lot of misconceptions. And I don't think people appreciate the thought and the processes and the time that goes into this, as well as all the clinical elements. So, I personally think it's a good thing to talk about, but obviously everybody has their own, their own thoughts on that. And there probably is more of an onus, or not necessarily an onus, but I imagine that for a lot of same-sex male parents, and again, very much acknowledging that I'm not one, and that's, I don't want to speak for anybody, but I can imagine that there's a lot more questions and confusion maybe from people who are misinformed. But I will also say that as an intended parent, it can be a little disconcerting for people to see you one day, especially as a woman not pregnant, and then like a couple of weeks later with a little baby. It's going to invite questions, and I think that's okay. It's natural and it's curious. So for anybody who's going through this journey, obviously it's a personal preference, but I would encourage you to talk about it and to share about it. You don't have to shout it from the rooftops. You don't have to plaster it over your social media, but, being open and honest about it just demystifies it. So yeah, good skit. Thanks for watching. If you like this, please like, subscribe, share, click that little notification bell, and feel free to comment below, but please keep the comments kind. Have a great day.